Hello, today I'm making walnut covered fat bombs. So I'll just show you what the ingredients I'm putting in. So it's based on using coconut oil. Now if you've not used the product, just have a little, it's solid at room temperature. So what we have to do is to melt it and then add in the other ingredients. And the other ingredients are, I'm using as taste is peanut butter, and I like peanut butter when it's got bits in it. So this has got chia and flaxseed in it, which is probably quite good for you too. Looking at the carbs on this, it's 7 grams per 100 grams, so that's quite keto-ish. And I did use almond butter, but it's a hell of a price, so I've just switched now to peanut butter. And the third item I'm using is it's a drinking chocolate. Can you see that? And it's labelled sugar-free drinking chocolate, and it's peppermint variety. The peppermint gives it a nice taste. What it is actually sweetened with is, it says stevia here. And again, looking on the back at the list, at the numbers, carbohydrate is, I've got a 4.2 on there, so that's not too bad. And then I'll top it with walnuts. Now I've got whole walnuts, so I've had to give them a bit of a bash to make them smaller. And I just use a meat tenderizer and just bang them like that. And it's as simple as that. So I'll just do the quantities. Now the quantities I've experimented with, putting more fat, more peanut butter, more chocolate, and it tends to change the taste too heavily, but if it's in the right quantities or the right proportion of quantities, you should get a reasonably smooth taste. So I'll put in the coconut first, and that's 2 tablespoons. So I've got to melt this and meld it basically. So I'm saying that's 1 tablespoon, and then another. And again, the proportions or the amounts don't really matter until you get what your flavour is. But the easiest it to me is 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of the peanut butter. So that's 1. And that's 2. Now this is a new jar, it's settled a bit at the top, so you sometimes get jars of peanut butter where all the oil's gone to the top, so you have to mix it up before you use it. But that's 2 tablespoons-ish, maybe a bit more. And then for the chocolate, 1 dessert spoon. Now if you put in more than that, it tends to have an overwhelming taste. So I'm just doing a level dessert spoon. Ooh, make your mind up, and just put it in there like that. And then all I've got to do is just to wait for it to melt, and then mix it up. Once that is done, I'll be putting it into this mould here. Now this is what's it called? Silicon mould, which is quite good. So you don't have to bother to grease it or anything. So when you come to serve, you just pop it out like that. And of course, because it's wobbly and loose, you need to put it on a flat surface. So I'm just using this tray, and you can either put it in the fridge or the freezer just until the coconut goes hard again. So I'll call it a break right there and come back to you when it's been melded and melted. Right, hold on a sec. Right, it's all melted now. So you can see in there, so I've just got all the bits in there as required, because I quite like crunchy fat bomb. So what I've got to do now is, and this is a bit awkward because it's a right-handed pourer and I'm left-handed, but there we go. Thank you, Le Creuset. Right, okay. So I'll start, this says 9, So I just do it over twice, so block, 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 do it about twice to try and get the same amount. And also try and push a few of the bits in as well as I go around. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this is supposed to last me a week, but it usually lasts me about 3 days, which is why I don't make it too often, because it's very mouldish. So I'm just basically, you know, as you can see, just trying to distribute it the same amount in each little mould, and you can see the bits coming out, and of course I'm getting down the bottom, the bits are getting more thicker. A bit low, that one's a bit low, that one's a bit low, and that one's a bit low. So there we have. Now just reaching across, I'll get the walnuts. Now I wouldn't recommend putting a plastic tray on a stove top, but I usually do it on the bench over there, but being on the right hand side of the block you'll use. So I just sprinkle a few in each, and they usually sink in. And again I just go around and make sure they've all got some. So I'm not giving any weights or anything. And if you like more nuts, put more nuts in, but you'll find if you make this a few times, you just find your own balance of what has a good taste and mouthfeel. So I quite like them being crunchy, so the walnuts just add a nice bit of crunch. So that's about that done. And having done that, that's about it really. So I'll put this in the fridge to harden, and then I'll just show you how it turns out. I'll be back. Right, so I've just taken this out of the fridge. It's been about an hour, I suppose, and that's how they look. Oops, sorry. Now, so to get them out, you just press underneath, push up, and there's a sample. So they're probably better kept in the freezer because they've got quite a nice bite to them when they're frozen. So it's sort of frozen choppy on a stick. Anyway, enjoy. Cheers.